Hey everyone, welcome back to SV Basic. I want to thank everyone for following along our refit so far. We've been kind of sharing our journey for the past couple months and getting a lot of positive feedback, a lot of thumbs up, a couple thumbs down, but that comes with the territory. The comments, love the comments. There's good comments, there's bad comments, but they're all good. We're all learning from them, especially me. So keep the comments rolling in. I do want to address, we keep getting 3 comments, that are reoccurring. So one is, what is the boat's backstory? We're going to get into that. Not today, but we will get into that one. What is our personal backstory? And once things slow down and we're cruising and we have a little more time, we'll get into that. Right now we're busy building this boat. Which brings me to the third reoccurring question, which is, what did the boat look like when you bought it versus what does it look like now, and how do we get to that point? Well, we're going to start looking at that, and it's a complicated answer, so we're going to break it into multiple videos. I'm going to just attack one area of the boat at a time. We'll start with the galley, and then we'll move to other areas, and we're at the same time we're going to continue working on this boat and getting it ready for world travel. Our timeline is starting to near the end, so we got a lot to do. So let's take a look at this galley. This is going to be our first in-depth look at a finished part of the boat and see how did we get to this point. So stand by and you'll see some older photographs of how we got here and what goes on behind the scenes to get to this point. Okay, so we know what the galley looks like now, but let's flash back to the day we bought the boat. I took a photograph of the galley, and here's what it looked like. It was very dated, circa, I don't know, looked like 1990s, and Eastern hard rock maple cabinets. Nothing really fit. It was heavy. It was just clunky, and it didn't look like a nice galley. I had to, as we all know, Lynn loves to cook. I had to make her dream galley. So we started over. We ripped all the cabinetry out and started with a clean slate, just like we have done in most areas of this boat. I'm going to walk through here a little bit, show you just some of the detail. These curved areas create a lot of work. It's a lot of work up front, but it adds a nice detail. This curved area right here, I mean, I couldn't even say, I probably have 40-50 hours just into this area right here. I mean, from here, as I come around, and I could fly through the countertop here with an old photo and show you what goes on behind the scenes here. Everything is radiused. I did full inset cabinet doors with continuous hinges. The countertops, believe it or not, are granite countertops on an ultralight substrate. I have under 20 pounds of countertops here. The granite's a 64th of an inch thick and honed with an epoxy top coat. And I overlaid these to get a nice lip, give Lynn a little more counter space. This pod up here was interesting to build. I had to come up with a way to get a light soffit over the counters, a light over the sink, and I had this big area up here. This is actually the mast step that's stepped back into this big main structure of the boat. So I couldn't cut into that at all. So instead I added at the same lines of the mast step, as you can see here now, I added a cabinet. This door is not on yet. It will be on before we leave. I'm just coming up with a transparent door, so this one's gonna be a little bit different than the others. I kicked around many different cabinet designs, especially when it came to the end of this peninsula right here. I wanted this to have a little bit of sexy lines come through, because this is kind of the centerpiece of the galley. And you know, I originally wanted to round it off, but then I figured out I can't get the refrigerator through here, or I couldn't get the washer dryer through here with it rounded off. So I ended up coming with this obscure shape that allowed me to get a little more access through this corridor here. But I really like how it turned out. Again, everything is wrapped in glass. Started with the same construction method through the whole thing. I've built all the structure on this entire cabinet job was done with a BG fir, because it's lightweight, it's rot resistant, it's has a very good strength to weight ratio, and you'll see how I've just inlaid small little pieces and then overlaid it with marine grade ply, and just again really thin. This is just 1/8 inch thin. This is 3 millimeter right here. I used 9 millimeter on the decks to keep it as light as I could, because the strength is coming with the glass cloth as I wrap this. So again, glass cloth is wrapped over this entire area, sanded and faired before we primed and painted. But the amount of work that went into this is crazy. But again, I'm a glutton for punishment, so let the seaplane go by. As I said, I'm a glutton for punishment. Okay, this whole area here, we ended up just stripping this whole area down, just like everywhere else, ground it down to bare Nitacore, and just started over. I started framing it up slowly. Started with this wall here, and then this wall here. Those were my 2 points that I knew I had to get the refrigeration into. And I just used a standard refrigerator size for a full size, and I pulled, you know, I built this box years before we put the refrigerator in. It's just, this was a common size. I ended up using BG fir 1x2, just like I did all the other cabinetry for the weight and strength. Then I skinned it and layered it with glass cloth. But I really paid attention to this corner here. This corner actually is carrying a load for the ceiling here. And when I excavated all of this out, I did take a structural point out of the galley here, but I have just replaced it with this corner post. And I've layered extra glass cloth all the way through, and it actually sweeps way back in here, multiple layers, along with a nice compression post buried inside the wall. Okay, one thing I really paid attention to was adding as much insulation as I could around the refrigerator box. I made the walls 1.5 inches thick and inlaid a high density foam to bring that R value up as high as I could. I know that the box itself has insulation, but by adding extra insulation all the way around this, it's only gonna help keep that compressor from cycling on and off and using more power. So I did what I could.
So when my dad built the galley, he added so many cool features, but the best one is the microwave. Microwave up. See? Microwave down.
Alright guys, now that Teal has shown you the construction end of the galley, I'm going to show you some of the features that makes it the perfect galley for me. Alright, first thing I want to start with is my sink. This is the ultimate sink ever. On our last boat, we had this little bar sink that was like this big, 6 inches deep. I struggled to even wash a mug or a plate. And Teal found this one at a marine closeout store. It's really big. So we actually designed this return or peninsula or whatever you call it around this sink. I can wash everything in here. I was actually telling Teal, trying to sell it, saying I can wash Emma in here because when we purchased it she was 2. Now we can probably put Compass in there. Okay guys, this is my stove. This is the Force 10 2-burner oven broiler. I love this stove. I cannot tell you how much I love it. This is actually how I learned how to cook on this exact same stove on our last boat. So when we found it on Craigslist for a fraction of the price and it was fired up one time, we jumped on it. Every spring, Emma and I plant our herb garden. So it's a special time for us to bond, and this is a must-have for my galley. I love having fresh herbs. This next feature is pretty funny. This is our backsplash, and I love it. Teal wasn't too hip on it because in his mind it was just too easy. It was like he thought there was something wrong with it. This is all stainless. It's lightweight, and it literally took him about 5 minutes to install because it's peel and stick. Peel and stick. And he was just like, there's something wrong with it. There has to be something wrong with it. But this is the first thing that people notice. It's easy to clean, it's all stainless, and I love it. A tour of my galley would not be complete without showing my pantry. I have 39 4-quart containers that holds all of my dry goods. I'm a little spoiled, but this actually does contain everything. It holds all of our stuff. So if I had my way, I'd have 20 drawers, probably. But Teal gave me 3, and I am ecstatic that I got 3. And there are these full soft close sliders. Makes life a lot easier and quieter. So I saved the best for last. This is our Vitrofrigo fridge. This is 8.1 cubic feet of pure sexiness. This is the ultimate for me. We kind of splurged on it, but I think it's well worth it. And I sold Teal on it because it is drawing only 5.8 amps with a Danfoss compressor, and he was sold. I was so happy. enjoyed this galley video.
And if you did, please leave a comment below, and we'll be sure to include more SV Basic tours in future videos.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. If you liked it, then don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you really liked it, then share it with your friends and family. Our Patreon campaign is starting to gain traction, so check it out. It really helps us produce these videos. Now that we gave you a tour of our galley, we'll be back to business as usual next week. See you then!